My goal today is to show you all how a dedicated group of contractors turn this into this. Let's start at the beginning. At first, there was nothing, and then the heaven and earth were created. No one really knows how it happened, but anyway, with the earth came the need for earth-moving equipment. The Severna Park Marketplace was built on the former site of the Severna Park Mall at the turn of the century. Construction on Chipotle store number 1168 began just before Christmas 2008 at the former site of the Children's Early Learning Bookstore in the Severna Park Marketplace. This project was contracted to Hughes and Smith, general contractors who have worked previously on other Chipotle construction projects. The marketplace is constructed on a slab-on-grade with a steel frame and covered by a CMU exterior. The steel interior beams and columns were coated with a fire retardant to meet with standard building codes. Steel studs were put into place to divide the space as needed. Scaffolding and a scissor lift were used for working close to the ceiling. Insulation was used in some of the interior walls for soundproofing as well as for its insulating properties. Once the wall framing was in place, the electrical wiring was run throughout the structure and was tucked into the boxes to await the electrical inspection. These shots show where a new doorway was cut into an existing wall. You can see the 2-ply of the gypsum wallboard that makes up this existing wall. My first actual visit to the Chipotle site was just after the building inspector signed off on the wiring and the gypsum wallboard was now being put into place. Ladders, stilts, and scaffolding were used for those hard-to-reach places, including installing the overhead light fixtures. Since the electrical inspection had passed, the subcontractors could install the HVAC ductwork. The unfinished open ceiling in the dining area shows this ductwork off as part of the decor. A crew of 5 from the flooring subcontractor spent 3 days stripping the old adhesive off the concrete floor and cleaning and finishing the floor with a clear sealant. To make way for the floor crew, a temporary storage shed was constructed on site to hold some of the tools, ladders, and recently received dining room fixtures. Following the electrical inspection, the boxes are fitted with outlets, switches, and fixtures, and the electric panels are closed up. Subcontractors were brought in to install the stainless steel fixtures that make up the store's main work area. Fryers, grills, and stoves are at the heart of this business. Yet another subcontractor specializing in refrigeration was brought in to set up the cooler used for storing the uncooked meat, dairy, and vegetable products, as well as the ice-making machine. A plumbing subcontractor was responsible for installing the pipe fittings and drains for the water, including the hot water tank. This also required a building inspector's approval before the fixtures could be placed. Building code requires that this type of business have a separate handicap-accessible bathroom for both men and women. The tile floor and stainless steel wall cover make for easy cleaning. Architecturally, all Chipotle restaurants are built using most of the same materials, although each store is unique. The interiors have been described as having an industrial sheet metal look. Chipotle's architectural design team incorporates the principles of sustainable architecture in their projects. One example is the Green Restaurant in Gurnee, Illinois. It features an on-site 6-kilowatt wind turbine which generates about 10% of the restaurant's electrical needs. A restaurant in Tulsa uses recycled drywall, low VOC paint, and energy-efficient appliances. Chipotle restaurants also display wood and metal sculptures of human figures made by sculptor Bruce Guesswell, who also designed the chairs. All Chipotle locations display a picture of the original restaurant, which is near the University of Denver campus on Evans Avenue. The self-service beverage station on the dining room floor is plumbed to the syrup and CO2 gas station located in the back of the store. Once the plumbing inspector has signed off, the plumbing subcontractor can complete the installation of this project, hooking up the drains, faucets, and other plumbing fixtures. In late March 2009, after all the fixtures had been placed, a cleaning crew was brought in for a final cleanup. Communication lines were installed for the store's point-of-sale system, and it was time for the general manager to move into her office. One of the final contractors to work on this project was from ADT, installing the store's security system and emergency lighting. 2 corrugated steel walls were erected in the courtyard to shield the store's dumpster from what would soon be an outdoor patio eating area. In chronicling this project, I've learned that a building project is a lot like a burrito. The tortilla is the building shell, the rice is its insulation, the beans is its gas, the salsa is its heat, the sour cream is its refrigeration, the guacamole is its electric, the cheese is its plumbing, and in this project, the meat of it is the fixtures, the stove and the grill that make this business work. It may not be a perfect metaphor for a building project, but it is a perfect burrito. Thank you. On a side note, shortly after Chipotle store number 1168 opened, the Taco Bell directly across the street spontaneously combusted.